How do you kill a group of opponents with 12 bullets? Deadpool will tell you the answer. First, he does a backflip into the air, firing 2 shots to take out the enemy's front line. Just then, a man on a motorcycle rushes over, blasting a hole in Deadpool's wrist. He can't swallow this humiliation and fires 3 shots back, only to find the opponent dodges with a fancy move. This makes Deadpool so angry that he turns around and kills another unlucky guy, then hides behind a car amidst the hail of bullets, quietly waiting for the enemy to walk into his trap. After that, he naturally blows up another person's head, and dances excitedly, but he ends up with a bullet in his butt. Deadpool can't stand this humiliation, and fires 3 shots at the person who shot him. Now there's only 1 bullet left. He maneuvers to line up 3 enemies in a row, and then, excitedly, Deadpool hops around, looking for his target Francis, but at that moment, a wounded enemy behind him gets up. Deadpool draws out the twin swords from his back, plunging one into the opponent's ribs, turning him into a human shish kebab on the spot. Before Deadpool can catch his breath, the man on the motorcycle is back. He dodges the opponent's attack, and throws a knife, causing the rider to fall over. Deadpool goes up and beats him up, finally nailing him to the side of the bridge. He takes off the rider's helmet, only to find out it's the Francis he was looking for. Deadpool pulls back a corner of his mask, revealing a ferocious and terrifying face, and says viciously, "It's all because of you that my peerless appearance was ruined." At this moment, the X-Men's Colossus and Warhead come, inviting Deadpool to join the X-Men. While they are talking, Francis takes the opportunity to run away. By the time Deadpool realizes, he's already gone. In a fit of rage, Deadpool wants to vent on Colossus, but he still can't calm down. Provoked, Colossus slaps Deadpool away, then handcuffs him, preparing to take him back to the mutant school for discipline. Seeing this, Deadpool unhesitatingly takes out a dagger to cut off his hand and escape. Deadpool, whose real name is Wade, is a mercenary. He's the kind of guy who gets paid to teach small-time thugs a lesson. One day at the mercenary bar, Wade meets a girl, and falls in love with Vanessa, his lifelong love. Since the first time they met, they've been inseparable and super close, never wanting to be apart. Their life is filled with a sweet atmosphere. As time goes by, it's time to get married. Even though Wade doesn't have a proper job, Vanessa loves him deeply. But at this critical moment, Wade is diagnosed with cancer. It's really a cruel twist of fate. After hearing this, Vanessa holds Wade's hand, discussing solutions with the doctor. No matter how small the chance of recovery is, she wants to try, but Wade just quietly looks at Vanessa, wanting to remember every detail of her. Wade knows he is doomed. He has never been a person who is willing to stay put. Even if he is terminally ill, he can't be calm. Wade refuses to listen to Vanessa, and doesn't want to stay at home for treatment. He doesn't want his loved one to see him in a miserable and undignified state before his death. Nor does he want this damn disease to drain Vanessa's energy. Wade goes to his favorite bar. How did Wade become Deadpool and get an immortal body? Wade found this mysterious man. As soon as he spoke, the man said he knew about Wade's cancer and his mercenary identity. He also said he was recruiting on behalf of an organization. If Wade was willing to join, the man's organization could not only cure his cancer, but also give him extraordinary superpowers, making him a superhero. Wade immediately said, "Go to hell. I don't want to be any superhero." But he did take the business card. After all, keeping all options open, Wade isn't actually afraid of death. If it had been before, even in the face of illness, he could laugh and flip Death the bird. But now Wade has Vanessa. She's his whole world. Wade is reluctant to leave Vanessa. He even cried that night, hugging the half-asleep Vanessa, and repeatedly telling the story of the movie they both like. Finally, after much thought, Wade decided to leave. He believed that time could wash away all the pain, and that over time, Vanessa might forget him. Afterwards, Wade called the guy. He finally joined the experiment. A man came over and injected Wade with a mutant serum. After the injection of the serum, he tortured Wade in a frenzy, activating the superpowers within Wade. The torture was painful. If you couldn't hold on, you would die. This time, Wade was put into a cycle oxygen chamber. If his powers didn't activate, he would definitely die. Francis told him the truth. This place wasn't meant to create superheroes. Everyone who got superpowers would be forcibly controlled, and then auctioned at a high price. Francis saying this obviously meant he intended to kill Wade. As the air was gradually drawn out, and the pressure slowly increased, Wade began to suffocate. His skin also changed, becoming pockmarked. He looked like a rice cake. But after such a stimulus, Wade's superpower was really stimulated. He gained an immortal body. Not only was his cancer cured, but from now on, Wade could never die. But this also means that Francis can do whatever he wants. He locked Wade again and then left. Wade had a matchstick in his mouth. He lit it and threw it at the oxygen port, which immediately caused an explosion. When Francis came back, the entire lab was on fire. Wade angrily charged at him and fought him. Even though he was a mercenary, Wade had been abused inhumanely for a long time. His physical condition was far from what it used to be, and he soon fell behind. Francis whispered in Wade's ear and taunted, "You don't want to kill me. I'm the only one who can fix your ugly face." After pinning Wade to the floor, Francis left feeling satisfied. It was a long time before the fire stopped. Wade, who had obtained superpowers, crawled out of a pile of mud. He had cured his cancer but did not dare to see Vanessa, because Wade himself was now disgusted by his face. Vanessa would definitely be scared if she saw him, so Wade could only watch her from afar, then went to find the informant to discuss his next steps. Now, only by finding Francis could Wade restore his former handsome appearance. So he gave himself the name Deadpool. Deadpool began to sew his battle suit, and started searching everywhere for Francis. Deadpool started to act. He took a taxi to a big bridge to intercept Francis's motorcade. He sat on the edge of the bridge, listening to music and drawing comics. When the motorcade arrived, he jumped down directly, landing right in one of the cars. He quickly dealt with that car. Another car arrived late, so he fired a burst of bullets into it. Deadpool took control of the steering wheel, causing the car to crash into the guardrail and roll over. He didn't forget to take out a motorcyclist as well. The car flipped a few times in the air before hitting the ground. Deadpool fought with the occupants. Colossus from the X-Men saw the traffic accidents on the news. He wanted to recruit Deadpool to join the X-Men, and immediately went to see Deadpool. Deadpool used just 12 bullets to deal with all the enemies. Deadpool was happily searching for Francis. At that moment, Francis was preparing to escape on a motorcycle. Deadpool threw a knife, which got stuck in the hub. He grabbed Francis and forced him to the edge of the bridge, pinning him to the wall with the knife. Deadpool kept talking incessantly. Colossus appeared. He grabbed Deadpool and threw him out. Colossus told Deadpool, "You can't use superpowers indiscriminately. You have to go with me." Of course, Deadpool didn't go. By the time Deadpool turned his head, Francis had already disappeared. Deadpool was very angry. He punched Colossus, and as a result, his right hand was badly injured. He tried another move, but this time, his left hand was also injured. Deadpool didn't give up. He kicked and broke his own leg. Colossus was amused and handcuffed Deadpool. At that moment, Deadpool cut off his own left hand. He jumped off the bridge and landed on a passing garbage truck. Only the left hand, with the middle finger extended, remained. Wade returned to the home of a blind old lady to recuperate. Everyone saw Deadpool's little hand grow back, but Francis had captured his girlfriend. Deadpool was furious. He went home and grabbed a bunch of guns. He also headed to the X-Men school. He called Colossus and Ellie. They arrived at Francis's base. The base was an abandoned shield spaceship. The three were ready to make a big move. Deadpool suddenly remembered, "I left my gun in the car," and the driver, being careless, had a car accident. Now they had to fight hand to hand. Meanwhile, they were surrounded. Angel Dust jumped out of the spaceship. Colossus tried to greet her, but he was punched and sent flying. Ellie saw Colossus get hit and then launched a powerful attack. She fought Angel Dust. The minions were fully armed. Deadpool and Ellie could only temporarily hide. Colossus fights against Angel Dust. They fight fiercely, and it's hard for Colossus's steel body to gain the upper hand. Deadpool faces the fully armed minions. He performs a backflip and jumps out, dodging left and right. His twin blade technique proves invincible as he takes out all of Francis's minions. Deadpool performs a backflip and hides behind a steel plate. He sees Ellie use her skill, which sends Deadpool towards the spaceship. Francis locked his girlfriend in a vacuum chamber. Deadpool finds Francis, and they start fighting immediately. Deadpool throws a knife to block the vacuum chamber, and his girlfriend lets out a sigh of relief. Deadpool gradually falls at a disadvantage, and is stabbed in the head by Francis. At that moment, his girlfriend escapes from the vacuum chamber and stabs Francis in the back. Unexpectedly, Francis is still able to stand and throws the girlfriend across the room. Deadpool, with a knife stuck in his head, still waved at his girlfriend, and made a flirtatious gesture. But before Deadpool could express himself, his girlfriend was thrown aside again. Deadpool got angry, pulling out the knife from his head to continue fighting. Colossus was being strangled by Angel Dust with a cable, and was on the verge of suffocating. Ellie gathered her strength, and unleashed a powerful move, causing a huge explosion that made the spaceship collapse. Francis was knocked away, and Deadpool placed his girlfriend into a sealed chamber. Only then did they manage to escape the disaster. Deadpool and Francis rolled down from above. Deadpool's immortal body kept Francis pinned to the ground. Francis tells Deadpool he can't restore his appearance. Upon hearing that he can't be restored, Deadpool directly shot Francis. Deadpool fought desperately, lifting his headgear. When his girlfriend saw his face, She didn't mind and still thought he looked handsome. The two are happily together. This film is called Deadpool. It's very good. Recommended to watch the original film. Remember to like and subscribe. Catch you next time. Bye.